Now, the cost of living in Nigeria just got a whole lot steeper. The recent approval of a 50% tariff hike for mobile and network operators by the Nigerian Communications Commission has left many Nigerians wondering how they will cope with the rising expenses. From food to transportation and now communication, the pressure to make ends meet is actually mounting. So, how can Nigerians manage their finances effectively in these challenging times? And what strategies can help your purse grow bigger? Today on The Conversation, we will be discussing practical tips and expert advice on making more money and managing your finances amid a rising cost of living. And our guest are Rasak Adekoya. He is a personal finance coach and a social development specialist. You're welcome to Business Express.
Thank you very much, and thanks to the viewers as well.
Great. We have also joining us Dr. J. Ugu. He is a financial expert. He joins us virtually from Enugu. If you can hear me, Dr. Ugu, a very good morning to you. Okay, I think Dr. Ugu is still setting up, trying to connect. Well, to start up, Mr. Adekoya, to achieve financial success, I believe Nigeria's young population, which is about 70% of total population, let's say 160 million young people. This population needs to acquire a combination of skills, knowledge, and a mindset. Now, from an expert point of view, what does it take to make money? And having made this money, how should one get to manage it? More so that we hear from the report we watch and listen to at the National Assembly, we are having a proposed budget increase of 4.5 trillion naira. Is that cherry news? And when this money comes and gets to our pockets, how do we get to manage it?
Thank you very much for this. I think the first thing about making money is about exchanging values. People will only make money when they can exchange values. Values could be in form of skills, value could be in form of relationship, but you need to trade and you need to exchange something. But the reality is not that people aren't willing to exchange value. The reality is, are people having the relevant skills to give? There are plenty of problems. And because of our population, thousands of people have problems to be solved. Where I have concern is that people are not thinking deep about solving other people's problem. It is when you solve other people's problem that you are able to make money. That's the first thing. But the second bit around it is that people are making money, but are not willing to invest. What we all grew up and we've been told growing up as a child or youth or a teenager is that we should save. People fail to understand the principle of compounding. And when they are different, there's a clear difference between saving at one hand and investing at the other hand. What people often do is saving, and saving would not take people out of poverty. Let me stop there.
Okay, now, talking about the fact that, yes, you need to exchange value to make this money. And the fact also is that you have to solve a problem. You have to find a problem to solve. Then when you solve that problem, you get paid for it. That's when you make money. But you agree with me that back in the days while we were in the kind of curriculum we had was not about teaching you to make money, particularly those skill sets. Today, the world has evolved so much that e-commerce is the way to go. A whole lot of tech tools are in place for people to engage in to make money. What are those skills? What are those skills that the young people need to acquire today to solving such immediate problems or challenges for them to earn before we talk about the savings and investment, as it were?
All right, so let's start from this. There are 4 streams of income that people can get from. It's either you are offering physical service or you are offering physical product. The third one is either you're doing digital product or you're offering digital service. So physical service could be what you are doing today, right? Physical product could be that you are selling something, what people can touch. Digital product, for example, people have ebooks, that's digital product. Digital service, for example, content creator. Of course, everybody will not be a content creator. Now, if you look at those skills that people need, the reality is skills depends on, one, what you feel is a problem within your own immediate environment or a particular environment. So there are plenty of skills. If you look at the technology, the AI, data analytics, communication, right? These are skills that, regardless of time, you would still need people to help you solve it. Of course, people will talk about things around coding, website development, graphic designers, event managers. These are different sets of skills as well that definitely people would say, do you need it or you don't need it? Of course, for example, as a result of technology, graphic design is becoming something probably a bit obsolete. But regardless of AI or not AI, you still have people who are video editors. You still have people who are photographers who are helping you keep memories. So it's not everybody that's going to do the core tech bit of the work. But again, people also need to start asking, how do I bring in those technology to enhance my work? My worry seems to be, again, that more often people see some of this technology or even social media as a toy and not a tool. So it depends on how you're using those tools to be able to enhance. The third bit around this is that you first also need to do your own self-assessment of where am I, where do I want to be, and what skills is going to take me there. So you need to first do those assessments to be able to help yourself. But in terms of the skills, you don't even need to go to the four walls of classrooms. There are plenty websites online where you can acquire some of these skills for free. I remember back then, and I think this is not about 2025. I think back then in 2013, 2012, that was when I learned how to even acquire skills as far back online. And even if you don't have money, some of these courses are there for you for free. Again, you can start with your phone. The same internet you're using on social media, WhatsApp, Facebook, you can also use the same data to acquire those skills online. So it's about information and it's about how people are willing to dedicate time. Again, a lot of people are not willing to sacrifice certain times. And that spirit of sacrifice really is very important, either in acquiring skills or even in terms of savings or investments.
Now, well said. Using those gadgets not as toys, but as tools to making money. Having acquired these skills and having made this money, what is the obstacle in managing these finances effectively? Now, take us through what do you need to do after making this money? Is it about saving such amounts in the banks, or is it about investment? And if you're investing, it's risk. How do you calculate such risk? What investment should you easily go for as a young person?
All right, so this is the first thing. For anything you want to do around financial management, the first thing you need to do is to have a clear financial plan. And your financial plan should be like your goal or KPI. So let me give you a very good example I often say. Whether you're a man or you're a woman, there are three things that takes your funds every month. Your rent, if you have children, the school fee, and the third thing, you are rethinking of food and groceries. Every other thing around transport and utility depend on the nature of the work you're doing. And these three things are kind of fundamental for everybody. So when it comes to, the first thing you should be asking yourself, how do I invest over a period of time that I go off these three things, such that my current income, that is your monthly income, you don't need it to pay for your food or to pay for your children's school fee or to pay for your rent. You need to think from that. So when it comes to investment, the first thing I will tell you, there are three things around investment. You need to look around the low risk, the medium risk, or the high risk. So if you're thinking of low risk, the money market seems to be one of the best way you can invest. The good thing currently in the country is that because of the high interest rate, I think our money market has also been doing a bit very good, around 20%, 18, 20% or 22% per annum. Probably the best thing is to keep around 20% per annum. So can you put in your money in the money market? Of course, it fluctuates, but at least that is low risk. treasury bills, of what you call T-bills or government bond, is also another way for you to put in your funds. Again, these are low risk because the interest rate, and the principle you must keep in mind, any investment that gives you high interest naturally is high risk. If it gives you low interest, then naturally it's low risk. So you must keep that as the principle when you are trying to invest. But people must also be risk averse. So it's always advised that when you're doing this, you spread your investment. If I have 1 million or 100,000 naira to spread, can I keep 40, 50% in low risk? Can I keep 30% in medium risk? Can I keep 20% in high risk? But again, it's also about your age. Because if you are 50, then you should know that 70% or 80% of your money should go into low risk because your ability to earn for a longer period is very low. So these are different contexts that you need to consider when you're thinking about investments.
And now, talking about utilities and transport and utilities in times like this, how do you manage this budget? He was talking about budget management for investment and all of that. Let's take it down to the basic things you go through every day.
So if you look at it, people use transport every day. So some of the things probably we need to first take an holistic picture around this. He was talking about budgeting. People earn, but they don't have a clear budgeting template. And sometimes when you have those budgeting templates, it helps you see where are the loopholes in your earning, in your expenditure. So first and foremost, you observe that you have a budgeting template. Over the period of 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, you've seen what you spend on things like transport. So the next thing you need to start asking yourself when you have such template and you can see it black and white, what do I do to reduce this? Do I do carpooling if I have to do this? If I use car to go to office every day, Monday to Friday, if, for example, you are living in a state that have a good public transport system, can I cut down on the cost of fuel that I use? Probably by doing this time, by going to office 3 times with car and going on public transport 2 times in a week. So you need to look at all of this. And again, it's around your lifestyle. So in terms of food, you have instances whereby people on a daily basis go to work. Probably they work in a 9 to 5 or they are running their own business. But every time they buy food outside. So why not cook food from home rather than going with food out there? You observe what you spend in terms of your recharge card to make calls. Can you look at that? So that's the essence of the budgeting template because it helps you to kind of look at what you're spending on vis-a-vis what's increasing on a monthly basis. So if you spend more money on data every month or recharge card, do you want to adjust that and look at that? You put money on pay TV.
So talking about those adjustments, you've just ruled out what Nigerians should do to adjust to present realities.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for that.